Baby, Anthony Edwards said, I'm going to pay the full 18 years of child support today. Country singer Tanner Adell opens up about her very sad upbringing. And was Kenya Moore vindicated on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to Girl Uncensored. It's your girl CC, the pop culture it girl, and I'm back with another video. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Negro Shenanigans. We are a growing channel over here.
It's because I'm growing, and so are you.
And if you are returning, welcome back to the Negro Shenanigans. Please hit the like and subscribe button, you guys. Operation Get CC out the plant, because I'm tired. And that's all I have to say about that, because I don't belong in there. But nonetheless, let's get into these topics, you guys, because I'm sleepy as hell. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Kenya Moore. Kenya, as you guys know, was... I don't know if she was fired or suspended. It's very unclear what is the status with Kenya Moore and Bravo right now when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta. But you guys know last year, while Real Housewives of Atlanta was filming, Kenya and the new girl, Brittany, I believe that's her name, they did not get along at all. And it was reported that Kenya at her hair spa revealed Brittany's some salacious pictures of her rocking the mic, right? That's what they say. I'm not really sure if that's what it was, but that's what they say. It was explicit pictures of her. Apparently, these videos were already out there on the net, so it's a discrepancy on whether or not this was considered revenge, revenge P. Because it's not like these were personal videos between the two of them and that she just leaked them. These were already videos that was already out there on a adult site. And Kenya Moore was ultimately, there was rumors that she was fired from the show. She just won't be in the remainder of the season, and it was very early in filming. Now, at the time, Kenya said that she retaliated because Britt Edie threatened her with a weapon. She threatened to, shoot her. So, Britt at the time came out and said that is absolutely not true. She's never done that ever at all. Sometime down the line, Kenya did come out and she apologized as far as saying she was wrong for going that far, right? Well, Real Housewives of Atlanta is back on right now. And right now, listen, y'all, I tried to watch the show. I watched it the first season. And I'm really not feeling it. I'm just really not. And Kenya doesn't have any confessionals. So not only is she not going to be in the remainder of the season, but the times that we do see her, we don't even get a chance to see her confessionals. But I think because she never made it that far for them to film confessionals, because it was early on in the season when she was let go. But that's not a good excuse, because there's been times where they'll go back and they'll add confessionals to it. So I think that we deserve to have at least a confessional of Kenya. But we're robbed of that and a lot of her personal life. So it just really, I don't like that. It came out that Brittany actually did threaten her multiple times and said that she had a gun on her.
All right. No, we're not done. We're not done. We're still catching this moment. Okay.
So many things though. This is a lot.
I still got my pistol, so I'm still good. Girl, I don't play them games. I got whip, pistols, everything. Play that started on camera. Don't play that with me.
So Brittany talking about something, she never said that, but she said it multiple times. I believe her husband or whoever it is that she's with, fiance, husband, boyfriend, whatever, her partner, I think he was being her, trying to basically, she was still mic'd up. And so they were trying to get her to stop, talking or whatever. But it's too late. We heard it. So a lot of people feel like Kenya Moore is vindicated because they're like, well, no wonder that Kenya went to hell on her. Because you definitely threatened her multiple times. And if she's able to threaten that she got whips, who the hell has whips? And pistols, why wasn't Britt fired too? Or suspended? Or reprimanded? Why was Kenya the only one that was reprimanded? But it's no secret that Kenya has not had a great relationship with, the producers over there at Bravo. They don't really care for Kenya, even though Kenya's been holding Housewives down, especially since Nene left. Kenya is really the reason. Listen, if Kenya's not shaking it up, the seasons are boring. I'm going to catch up on these episodes to watch it in its full entirety, but once Kenya's gone, I'm gone too. And bringing Phaedra back, that ain't going to make me tap in. That's going to actually make me tap out even more, because I could care less about a damn Phaedra. No shade. She ain't bring shit to Married to Medicine, and I wouldn't miss her ass on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But all in all, do you guys feel like Kenya was vindicated? A lot of people came out and said that they felt like, okay, well, no wonder. Yeah, Kenya was in the right. I think that I understand why Kenya went to full hell on Britt Edie. However, though, I really wish that she did it. And she came out and she said that she took it too far. If Kenya was to go that far, I would have rather Kenya did it in a different moment versus the moment that was supposed to be about her and her hair spa. That's the only thing that I hate that she did. But I know in the history of Real Housewives of Atlanta and with Kenya, it's like normally when there's an event, then there's like a big thing. Kenya just took it way too far, I think, when it came down to where she did it at. And one can argue that she took it too far, period. But you don't tell somebody how to retaliate. You don't tell anybody how to respond. You can't tell anybody how to feel about what you said and threatening them. You can't tell nobody how to feel. So you go to hell, I'm going to go lower than hell. And that's what Kenya did. But unfortunately, she, the repercussions of that was she's in limbo, or we don't know what's going on with her and Never. It's very quiet. But I do think whatever is going on with Kenya over there, a lot of people are really in uproar that Britt was not, reprimanded for her actions as well. So I feel like we will see Kenya again. But it's just really unfortunate that we get the chance to be robbed of that. But like I said, both should have been out. They both should have been out. So that's really, it do look kind of weird. Like, okay, she shows some explicit photos of her that's already on the internet, but Britt gets to, threaten her with a gun. That's crazy. So say what you want, but Kenya knows how to make great TV. Kenya has always been vindicated when it comes to majority of her, incidents, and Kenya has never been caught in like a lie. It's just really unfortunate that happened, and we get robbed of seeing Kenya Moore and Portia having budding friendship, because this would have been our first time being able to see them really coexist and be friendly with each other, because they're always at odds. But anyway, moving on next. Tanner Adell, you guys. Are you guys familiar with her? She's a country singer. She's biracial. I'm saying that for a reason. I'll get to the story in a moment. But if you're not familiar with her, if you watch Beyonce's the Cowboy Carter, Super Bowl, she was one of the country singers that came out with her to sing. Well, she recently came out on a podcast and talked about her upbringing. And it's very, very sad, you guys. I'm going to play a short clip, but I'm going to go into more details myself about it. So take a look.
She had put me up for adoption while her husband, my birth dad, was deployed. And so he didn't know that I even existed until he saw some papers. So he was like, I got to tell Dad. And I was like, do you think she knew? Like, does she know you've been looking for me? Like, what does she feel about it? Like, can we go ask her? Like, we need to tell
Where's
her.
Mom?
Me that she had passed away about 4 years before that.
You guys, that is really, really sad. And y'all don't pay attention to my clothes. This is my bad. So look, don't look back here, okay? Because I'm looking back. Don't look back there. Okay, I gotta go wash. What's sad about Tanner Adell's story in its entirety is that, she was adopted, and here she is searching because she's not getting along. That's how generally you hear about things like that. You adopted and you're not getting along with whoever adopted you because you know that you're different. You know that there's a disconnect between you and the people that you raised. No telling who adopted you, because that's not always a success story. That's not always a sunshine and the rainbow story. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't getting along with her adoptive mother at the time. I know she's spoken recently and said that they have a better relationship now. But it's, you grow up thinking like, who am I and where am I from? And just to know her birth mother, so I know she's biracial, so I'm going to assume that I think she said her mother was white. Yeah, her mother was white. So I guess her daddy was black. And what's interesting is her mom thought that the baby she was carrying was the man that she was having an affair with, because her husband was deployed at the time. And she gave the baby up for adoption thinking that it's not her husband, just for Tanner to find out that she really was the husband's daughter too. So she gave up Tanner for no damn reason. And she finds this out, through ancestry and the brother. And I think initially her and the brother didn't know that they were half siblings. They just knew they came from the same mother. And then to come to find out, no, they're full siblings. And then the worst part of that is, Tanner, you spend your life wondering who your mother is, what she looks like, and you find out that, you find this information out. And then you find out that your mom passed away a few years ago. That had to be a low blow, because it's like, I finally found y'all, and then she passed away. And then that means the mom passed away not knowing really who the father was. And I'm pretty sure the mom, even though she gave Tanner up for adoption thinking that she was a product of the affair, but it had to be in the back of her mind, like, maybe I'm not sure. So what if the mama was going in her life already feeling guilty for giving up on her child? I'm pretty sure there was guilt there. But then the uncertainty of it. You're probably out loud saying, no, I know for sure this is not my husband. But deep down inside, it's like, but is it? I wonder, did she ever have those moments, Where's the mom friends? Like, did she confide in anybody? Like, I need to know more information about this. But poor Tanner, I saw her Instagram post about her talking about it too. It's so sad, because it's like, you put up for adoption for no reason. But everything happens for a reason. So we can say, like, damn. But you never know. She may not be who she is today now. She's in my eyes, she's a successful country singer now. And it's like, sometimes what you go through is the reason why you are who you are. So that has to be bittersweet for her, because I'm pretty sure she understands, like, I am who I am now because of what I've been through. But at the same time, she's going to always think about the what ifs. And that just has to be really, really hard and really, really sad. I watch the ID channel. I love Unsolved Mysteries. I'm talking about the old show. I watch the old show faithfully, because I'm always looking at updates or looking up updates. And when I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries, I loved the loved ones stories, because, you get to see lost loves and people find their families 30, 40 years later. They finally found the kid, and the mama or the daddy just died, just passed away, or they just never find them. And it's just like, that always makes me sad, because it's just like, dang. I see a lot of these just, murder mystery stories that I watch all the time on YouTube. And it's like, when, maybe a loved one, case has not been solved. And once it's finally solved, the parents didn't even get a chance to get closure. And I think that is so sad about life, just not having full closure. But you got to try to find peace with whatever it is that you was seeking closure for. And so, I did see a little bit that her mom favorite, what's her name? Dolly Parton. And so, that allowed Tanner to be kind of like, have some type of connection. Like, having those things, pictures, and knowing things about your mom, you got to find some type of connection. And that just breaks my heart, because that's so sad, y'all. That's so sad. Poor Tanner. And that's the cute version of it, but I was watching her Instagram videos about it, and she was just like really heartbroken up about it. And it just, that's so sad. She was so close. She was so close. I would like to watch the full episode, because I want to know more about Tanner now, though. This makes me a little more interested in her. Our prayers is with Tanner as far as like healing, and just, but it's nice to know that she has closure, and she does have a relationship with, or building a relationship with her brother, and hopefully with her dad too, and whatever other siblings that she, does have. Now, Tanner, now that you found your real family, tell them, don't be asking you for no money. I just met y'all. I ain't got it. Next. Seeing me on TV with Beyonce, now you think I'm rich. Please. Anyways, other deadbeat mother news. No shade to Tanner, because you know, God rest her mom's soul, but I mean, that was a little deadbeaty. I have covered the Anthony Edwards and Ayesha Howard story about how he had all these like different baby mamas and he didn't want nothing to do with none of the kids. But with Ayesha Howard, who shares a child with rapper Lil Baby, it was widely, publicized that she was pregnant by NBA star Anthony Edwards, and she had released text messages, and we could see in those messages that man said, "Get rid of the baby. I don't want it." Okay? And I believe she released these messages. We didn't ask for this. So she got a response to all the backlash that she's received, because everyone, like myself, has said that she did this for a check. Clearly. Okay? You guys have to check out my video about, the more details about what I said, but I'll probably reiterate some of those sentiments in this video. But she clapped back at us, and a lot of people think she ate with her response. Let's see what Miss Ayesha had to say.
Also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys. I came into this situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and I have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. But I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man. There's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. I read comments that say, "Oh, you're a gold digger," or "You kept the baby for a check." What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby?
If y'all think for a moment that Ayesha ate with that, I know y'all are still famished. I know y'all still hungry. Y'all have to be starving. Because she ain't eat shit. She basically said she looked good and she attracts a certain type of man. Yeah, you may attract men with the money, but you're not attracting them in a way where they're wanting to like take you home to mama. Like they're not wifing you. You're just getting screwed. And so she believes that we're judging her because she has a baby already with, rapper Lil Baby. She basically think we hating. Okay? And here's the thing. I don't know why you just won't be honest about what your intentions were when you were messing with this man and what your intentions was after you learned that you were pregnant. I'm not going to go as far as saying that you got pregnant on purpose. I'm not going to do that because I don't know what happened in that room. And I don't know what your intentions were. That may not be your intentions. You just may be, getting with a baller like everybody else is, right? I can't stand when people try to play on my intelligence because it's like, girl, rumors were swirling around that Anthony Edwards was willing to pay child support 18 years up front. So everybody has been like talking about how like crazy that is, but like it's split because a lot of people are just like, damn, like that's a new level of deadbeat unlocked, because it's kind of like he wants to be completely done, but he's also going to pay. And I thought about it. I was just like, you know what? If you're rich, that's not a bad idea when it comes down to men, if you got it, paying the child support up front, because then you don't have to worry about renegotiations. You never know what's going to happen with your money in the future. Maybe you're going to make more money, so then she's going to go take you to court and renegotiate the terms and conditions of y'all child support payments and probably get that increased. You don't have to deal with that anymore. And like Anthony Edwards, he doesn't want anything to do with this baby or Ayesha at all. He said that he's giving up his rights. He don't want anything to do with it. He just want to pay it and be done. So That's not a bad idea if you're gonna go ahead. If you're gonna be a deadbeat, you gotta be a good deadbeat. That's really good deadbeat right there. That's really good deadbeat right there. Because you know how bad you gotta be. You don't want shit to do with the mama or that baby at all, ever. Here's the money up front, bye. Why most men won't do that? Get it out the way. Why not? Sure. If you're gonna deadbeat that way, Ayesha, debunked those rumors though, and she said that it was lies and there's no court documents or proceedings that support that statement. So I don't know where that rumor came from. So I'm not sure if that is true or not. If it is, that makes sense. He already don't want nothing to do with the baby. So go ahead and get it out the way. Now, I mean, Ayesha, you think that because you have a great body, you're over here talking about let me go on y'all page and see who y'all had a baby with, and did you choose to be on food stamps or whatever it is that she said. And it's just like, listen, baby girl, I'm not judging who you had babies by. I feel like if you are going to have a baby, you should have a baby by somebody who's able to financially take care of the baby. If you're going to just go ahead and have a baby by somebody that you don't have a relationship with or is in love with, don't have that type of, like, if it's just like a hit and quit it, yeah, I think you should be hitting and quitting and getting money, having a baby by somebody who's able to financially support it. I'd rather any woman get pregnant by somebody that got money versus somebody who don't. So the only thing that I agree with her on is the fact that I tell women or people all the time, like, if you're going to be stupid smart. Just like if Anthony's going to be a deadbeat, be a good deadbeat. Be stupid smart. If you're going to go ahead and, I would rather, I'm not having a baby by nobody broke. I'd rather have a baby by somebody who got some money too. That's if you just really care about the money. Or if that's just what you're just out here just being, or just out here being careless. Be careless in a different caliber. So I'm not mad at her for that. I just wish she'd just be honest, because let's be very clear. A lot of you guys are saying, oh, y'all just not blaming nothing on the daddy. Look at my last video, you guys. I said it. I said everybody involved is responsible because he's at fault because he is having unprotected sex, and there are risks that comes with that. Even if he did have protected sex, maybe the condom broke. We don't know what happened in that room. However, anytime you have sexual intercourse, you are at risk of getting a baby or an STD. Okay? And in their case, they got a baby, and I wouldn't be surprised if the STD, because he got a lot of babies going around here. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. I don't know what's up in their charts. However, it's more on Ayesha. I'm putting the blame more on her because you decided to lay down with a man who already had reports about him fathering other children that he didn't want anything to do with. When they had to, it was already publicized, his issues with other women, that he was not trying to be a father to their kids. That was already out by then, before she was even pregnant. I did a breakdown of that timeline. Check out that video, you guys, at the end of this video. But in a link in the description of this video too. I'll put it there. But it's like, you willingly did that. And then he's in a relationship, and I know you know that. He's in a relationship with Chief Keef's baby mama. Baby Anthony love him a baby mama, don't he? But it's like, you chose that. You chose that. That's the caliber man you want. That man was like laughing and just like being real up to get rid of the baby. I don't want it. Like he was letting you know that. So it's like, you over here, nobody's jealous, nobody's hating. I would respect you more if you would have been like, y'all just mad because I was able to get a rich baby daddy and y'all didn't, period. So me and my baby about to be good. If you don't give a damn about your daughter growing up and willing and knowing that her dad wanted nothing to do with her, and that he told you that before you was even in this world, if you're okay with that, then that's your business. You gotta raise her. You gotta deal with that. That's gonna be a lot. It's a lot, and I'm a grown ass woman, and it's still difficult to know that I have a father and a stepfather who don't want shit to do with me. Okay, I'm abandoned by people who still. I might as well be Tanner or Adell. Okay, I understand abandonment as well, being abandoned by people who are still walking this earth. Hell, there was one point I was abandoned by every goddamn body, okay? Now I got abandonment issues, and now I'm in therapy. So welcome to the world, baby girl. You gonna be in therapy too. But your mama getting enough money to be able to cover the cost. But this is what she wanted, and this was her choice. So since this was your choice, and then you gave it. Here's the thing. Y'all tell us y'all business. See, you could have just went and dealt with this quietly. We would have never had to know about this. This didn't need to be a story. Well, I don't know why you brought this to us. To expose him? He was already being exposed by 3-4 other women. Why you just didn't do it the silent way and get your money and just be quiet? So, if you ask me, I thought you're more wrong. At least he paying, but he don't want nothing to do with the baby, and he told you that. So you can't force nobody to care. You can't force people to give a damn. Okay? You just can't. So you're going to have to do the best of listen, you about to get paid. So you should be able to comfortably set your child up. And like I said in the last video, hopefully you'll find somebody else who was willing to step up to the plate and be a stepfather to your kids. Because you got another baby with a little baby, even though he already had a father. But, hopefully she finds somebody that's able to be a father figure in the daughter's life because, daughters need their daddy. I mean, they need that. I mean, do they need their daddy? I mean, shit. Well, I turned out kind of okay, though, so here's that, But this ain't about me. But anywho, tell me what you guys think. Do y'all think Ayesha ate with her response? Because she said, y'all mad because I got a good body and I attract a certain caliber of men that don't want to take care of their responsibilities. They just rather pay you to go away. But they don't want nothing to do with their child. That's the type of man that I attract. And y'all are jealous about it. That's what she said, child. You right, girl. You right. Let me go find me a baller so I can get my ass out the plant. But until then, like and subscribe to the channel. It's your girl, CC with your Girl Uncensored. I'm